Hello everybody and welcome to Erndales. My name is Dale and I'm so happy to see you this morning. I have taken a week off. It's been kind of busy preparing for Easter. My husband's a pastor and so he had like 6 services that he had to do, and I'm the music person, so it's been kind of a busy time. So it was nice to not have the pressure of putting out my own videos this week. But I'm back now, and I have been doing a few other things. I have been doing some house cleaning, believe it or not. Sometimes, I get so wrapped up in the craft thing that I forget that I have a house that I have to clean. But I have been doing a little bit of sort of spring cleaning. Did some in our bedroom and in the guest bedroom. I did a good muck out of both of those rooms, and they're all nice and fresh. And I had to shorten some curtains for our room, so I did that. And I've been doing some stitching, made a lot more bookmarks, and I have been giving away bookmarks, and they've been very well taken by the people who have given them to. They've really enjoyed them, so they're a really nice little thing to do. And I can stitch on them, if I come up here. I've got some going on my stitching table. I have some going. Oh, I just about knocked my coffee over. I have some going on the dining room table downstairs, so wherever I am, if I'm in the mood, I can just pick them up and stitch them. I've been doing a little bit of knitting. I did finish my cousin's socks, and they did turn out beautiful. So here they are. And if you're new to my channel, my cousin was learning to knit socks. She's a knitter, but she had never done socks, and so she had bought herself some yarn and some patterns and some needles, and she was trying to learn how to knit socks, and she just finally gave up. She couldn't do it. So she sent me her yarn and her needles, and she was just kind of fed up, so she sent it all to me, and I decided that I would knit her socks and send them back. So that's what these are all about. This is her yarn. I used my regular vanilla sock pattern. I used the super simple sock pattern by Alison Sarnoff. It's very easy pattern. It's free on Ravelry, and so she's going to be getting these very soon. I'm putting them in the mail tomorrow. And I started doing a little bit of color work, and when I mean a little bit of color work, I'll show that to you. I'm going to be doing a knitting video coming up, so I'll show that to you in an upcoming video. So I have been doing a little bit of knitting, but knitting is kind of bothering my shoulders, so I can only knit for maybe 20 minutes. I gotta stop. I have been doing a lot of slow stitching. I've been making more bookmarks, and I have gifted some bookmarks, and everybody who I have given one to has really appreciated it. So that's a nice little gift to give to people, and it doesn't take up much time to make them, and I'm getting rid of some more stuff as I'm making them. So that's a good thing. It's always good to get rid of stuff. But as I've been making them, I've been thinking of other little things that I could make, and I'll mention that later on in this video. I will show you what I've been up to. So I have redrawn the giveaway gift. I did have about a month ago when I had reached 1,000 subscribers, and thank you very much for making that happen. Finally, that has been really rewarding. So I was giving away a pouch and a bookmark for my 1,000 subscriber giveaway, and I had drawn a name, but I never heard from that person. So I have redrawn the name, and Darlene M has won. I'll put the thing here. And I have already been in touch with Darlene, so her stuff is going to be going out tomorrow, as well as my cousin's stuff. And congratulations, Darlene, and I hope you enjoy the pouch and the bookmark. So that's final now, all wrapped up, and I'm very happy because it's sort of been hanging over my head for a month, and it's been a little bit agitating. having this draw, but it wasn't going anywhere. So I'm very happy now that I can send this off to Darlene and think about another draw sometime in the future. I have a big project that I want to start. I'll talk about that coming up too. And I guess that's about it. I'm just going to show you a clip that I took while I was stitching, and I have some more video coming up later this week on that new project. But in the meantime, I just want to say thank you so much for joining me here, and I do appreciate your wonderful comments. You know, when a person is kind of struggling, like I have been with this shoulder, comments from people who do the same kind of thing or who have had the same kind of issues really is uplifting. You know, sometimes you think, oh, it's just happened to me, but I mean, I know that's not true. And I'm not usually a person who falls down into the pit, but I sort of have been in the pit a little bit because I think gardening time's coming up, and I'm really, really worried about the shoulder and gardening, because when I get out there and I as soon as I can be out there, I will be. And I don't come in all day. I come in, you know, for a quick lunch and then I'm back out. I spend probably 8 to 10 hours outside working in my gardens, especially in spring. I just, because I've been inside all winter long, I really overdo it, and I'm kind of worried about myself. And I'm going to have to really talk to myself and say, okay, enough when it starts to hurt, because I know it's going to hurt a lot. But anyway, we'll see what happens. Hopefully I'll be able to be out there doing all the things, because I have so many projects lined up in my head for out there. I really do. This was going to be the year when I did a lot of changes in the yard. So fingers crossed that that can happen. So here's what I've been up to, and I will see you all later this week with something new. In the meantime, take care of yourself, and thank you so much for joining. Don't forget, if you like my content, to subscribe and press the little notification bell so that you will always know when I've uploaded, and my thing is going to fall out of my ear. And like, share, comment, and thank you very much for all your love and support. I really do appreciate it. And I will see you again later in the week. Bye for now. Well, I'm making more bookmarks. I have made, oh, I don't know, 7 or 8, and already given them away. And I have some friends who have birthdays coming up in April who are readers. So I decided I would make some more. Anybody who I've given one to has really been very happy with it. So they do make nice little gifts. I'm so glad I thought of making these. But I've been thinking about things, other things that I could make out of little scraps here and there. And I think I have come up with a couple more things that a person could make like this in the same style. You could make, like I was thinking of making a scissor case, you know, something that's shaped like this to hold your scissors. Could be done in exactly the same way as this. Eyeglass case could be done this way. Cell phone case. There's a lot of things that you could make this way that could be so nice and could be used up. You know, they're useful things, things that you could need or want or use. And in the meantime, you're still using up little pieces of scrappy fabric that you've got laying around, or bits and pieces of scrappy batting or wadding, whatever you call it. old threads that have been sitting on spools for years. This all applies to me, by the way. Old buttons that you've collected over the years. I think that's what attracts me the most about these type of projects, is that you can use up things that you've had in your sewing basket or in your sewing machine table or wherever you store things. And that's great. I need more thread. So I've already done the counter stitching on here. Now I'm just doing some embellishing. And I'm using little pieces of lace. I dug up some of these mother of pearl antique buttons. I've got a lot of them, and they're really something. They're really heavy. You can tell they're made of bone. They're not like a plastic button, and they look so pretty on something like this. And old bits of lace and things like that. I'm going to just thread this needle, and then I'm going to show you the ones that I have finished appliquing on already. So here's one that I did. Am I getting the whole thing in shot? No, I gotta go over this way. So this is one. A little bit of lace and a little bit of lace. Both of these pieces of lace are tea dyed. I've done that. And a little piece of linen, torn linen, and one of those mother of pearl buttons. I haven't done the back yet, just the front so far. So there's one. Here's another one. Same lace, it's a little different applique there, and another mother of pearl button on some more linen. It's pretty. And then this is another one. I really like how this turned out, and I'm using the same type of lace on this as this one. I really think this is just stunning, this little one. And then I've got this one I made out of blue jeans. I'm not going to embellish it any more than that. This is for a boy or a man. I think that's enough fussiness for that. And this is another one for a boy or a man. That's all the embellishing I'm doing. I'm not doing any more than that. And now I'm working on this one, and I'm going to show you the lace that I'm using for this. It's very thin, old. Just trying to get the right side here. Here we are. Very thin, old lace, and it's on sort of a netting. And it was white before, and I tea dyed it, and it's so much nicer now. You didn't see this little difference inside the flower before. I think it's just gorgeous now, and it's old. I think this might have been something my mom had in her stash. She must have made something for somebody with this. And it's so old that it's full of holes. Look at the holes in it. You know, I mean, there's holes everywhere. So I don't feel bad about cutting it up now because it's falling apart anyway. But yeah, it's really pretty. I didn't like it at all before, but I do like it now. Obviously, some of these flowers are going to be way too big for a small thing like a bookmark, but there's a few smaller pieces in there. So that's this that I'm using. And what I like about this is it disappears, just like my needle has disappeared. There we go. There it is. So, yeah, and that's the same one that I used on this piece here, right here. And it turned out just gorgeous. And I've even left the netting on it, and the netting just disappears. Like, it is really pretty. You see it, but you don't see it. So, yeah, I like that. So that's what I'm putting on here. And this other lace, this one here, I've got just this much of it left. I don't know where I got this from, but it is such a gorgeous lace. I don't care for this color though. Well, I used a lot. I used this on other projects before I started doing this slow stitch stuff. But see, I tea dyed it, and I do like the tea dyed better than this beigey color. I like it better tea dyed. This is almost yellow. It's so creamy. Where this looks much better to me. So I'm going to tea dye the rest of this. This is all I got left. But I am going to tea dye the rest because I think I'll be able to use it more. Obviously it was on something because there's a thread running through it. It was sewn onto something, maybe a curtain, or there's thread on the tips here too. Could have been on anything really, I guess. I wish I knew where I got it from, and I wish I had more because it's beautiful stuff. All right, where's my needle? So yeah, there's lots of things a person could make with little scraps here and there like I've got. And I'm really enjoying just sitting here stitching this. Oh, where did I get to? That's done. That's done. Come over here. Yep, right there. So I'm just spending my days doing this right now. I have other projects that I have been working on as well. I have a couple of knitting things that I'm doing. And I can't remember if I showed you, but I'll show you in a different video. There was a jacket in one of the crochet magazines that I used to get. I don't get it anymore. I think it's called just Crochet, the magazine. I subscribed to it for a few years, and I would get a magazine every month, and I kept them because there's some really nice projects in there. But anyway, this one magazine, and I know I've showed you before, there was a jacket made out of a spring jacket. The back, part of the back, was made out of a pair of blue jeans, just sort of a wedge of blue jean, and then the top across the back of the shoulders and the sleeves and the front is all crocheted, different colors of crochet. And I love that piece, and I have had that magazine out so many times thinking I'm going to make this, and I pulled it out again, and I'm going to make it this time. I have drawers of pieces of, or not pieces of, used balls, half-used balls of this color and that color of acrylic yarn. And I think for something like that, that's sort of rustic, acrylic might work just fine. So I'm going to choose some yarns, and I am going to start making that jacket for spring, if it ever gets here. We're having snow again. Yes, I'm recording this on Saturday the 30th of March, and it's snowing. It snowed yesterday, snowing today, and it's been really cold. Anyway, that's the crochet project that I'm about to start. And I've been doing I've finished my cousin's socks, and I started knitting some other little sweaters, but I'm not going to go into any more detail than that. I'll show you when I do a sweater or a knitting video. Ouch! That's got to go. And I haven't really been working on Molly. I sort of lost my mojo a little bit. I'm so close to finishing. I don't know why I just don't get on with it, but I don't know. I think it's because, I don't know. Anyway, I need to get that done. The wall hanging, my 2023 stitching journal wall hanging is done, all put together. I found a dowel for hanging it, and I am going to stain the dowel. I haven't done that yet. But then I was thinking, how am I going to hang the dowel on a wall? Because it's going to be a wall hanging. And I've been racking my brains trying to figure out how I was going to manage that. And I was in my guest room just doing a bit of a tidy up, and I opened the curtains and I hooked them on the curtain holdbacks. They're not tie backs, they're metal, half moon metal rings that are attached to the wall, and you just hook your curtains in them. And as soon as I did that, I thought, that's it. That's what I need to hang the journal. So I went on to not Walmart, I went on to Amazon, and I found some mini ones that are really small, and you attach them to the wall, and instead of attaching them so that they are going to the side, I'm going to attach them so they're pointing up, and I can just set the dowel right in there and hang my piece of work. So I'm really hoping that that's going to work. I think it will. I thought about using a real curtain rod hanger, you know, the bracket that hangs the curtain rod, but they've moved the fabric away from the wall, and I don't want that. I want my piece to hang flush to the wall. So I think these tie back rod holders, or not rod, but curtain holder things, I think they'll work perfectly. At least I hope so. But look at that. Isn't that nice? It just kind of disappears. It's there, but it's not there. I love it. So they won't arrive until next week. So I won't be able to show that to you on the wall quite yet. And the other thing is, where I'm hanging it is in the hall, and last fall I started painting in there, but I never did finish because Vlogmas hit, and then I was going to do it right after Christmas, and I was tired after Christmas, and then in January I got this frozen shoulder, so those walls aren't finished in there. But Gary said he'd do it for me this week. So if he can get that painted, and when I get those brackets, then I can get my journal up on the wall. Then I can take a video and show it to you. I actually can't wait to see it up on the wall. It's been a long time coming, but we're getting there, getting very close to it. So that will be in a week or so, I guess. And I had said that I would go through it again, but I've decided that I've already gone through all the months day by day and explained what I did, why I did it, you know. And I think what I'm going to do, instead of going through it again and talking about every day, I think I'm just going to link all the videos where I have already done that on the new video. And I will show you a very slow, we'll do a go through of the whole thing, but I'm not going to explain day by day because I've done that on all the months. So I hope I hope that's okay. I don't want to toot my horn too much on that one. And to be honest with you, I'm sort of done with the whole process. That was last year. This year, I don't think I'm going to have a big project. Once Molly is finished, I think I'm going to, well, I do have a big project, but it's not going to be started until fall. Because gardening season will be starting soon, and that's where all my projecting is going to be, is outside. I have so many things that I want to do out there. And as long as I can manage it with this dumb arm, I'm going to proceed with caution. But I am going to proceed with my gardening plans. Because if I don't, it'll be another year before I'll see my plans come to fruition. And I really want to move forward on some of those projects outside. So it's nice to finish up some things. And if I can get that little jacket done so that I have a nice little spring and summer jacket, that would be wonderful. Not that I don't have a jacket, but I think that would be really cool, that one. Just about finished this. But I need another. Just going to cut that off. No, I'm not. So I went through some of my button things, and I have a lot of these old mother of pearl buttons. They're wonderful. They're so heavy though. Absolutely gorgeous. So I'm going to use some of them on these projects. They make the project even more special because you can't get those kind of buttons anywhere anymore. I don't even know where I got them. I know that I've had them for a long time. They weren't my mom's because I've got her buttons all in another container. I think I might have picked these up at a thrift store. Just, you know, in a bag of buttons. And whoever bagged up the buttons had no clue what they were. Obviously they thought they were just white buttons, but they're not. And they're beautiful. Some of them are very discolored at the back. They're quite different front to back. There's one here, this one here, look at this one. I don't know if you can see it, but it's not even round. It's like the bone was shaved. It's sort of a funny, it's lovely. This one here has some of the bone on it at the back. Then you flip it over and it's processed different. I think they're wonderful. So I'm going to put them on the bookmarks. So I'm done, I think. Yeah, I am. Just needed a couple of stitches. Okay, so put the button on. And then I'm going to put backs on these, and I'm going to use the sewing machine for that. I did that with the other ones too. Here's mine that I made. And I just used sewing machine to put the back on. I love these. Okay, so I'm going to put, maybe not this one. I want a piece that is more white than this. Yeah. This is that old linen tablecloth that was, I think this was my grandma's, and I rust dyed it. linen will not rip both ways. It will only rip one way. At least this. So you have to cut it and then fray it. It does fray if you get really aggressive with it. All right, that's going to go there. And I'm just going to double this thread just to make it a little bit stronger. And we'll pick out a nice button. How about this one? This little wonky one. Ah, yeah, that's pretty. Put that there. It's got some beige and white to it, the button. And then I can put the backs on these. And I can start writing out birthday cards and get them all in the mail this week. For once, I might be early. There's a thought. Okay, well, thank you for coming along with me for a few minutes, and I like that. That looks nice. I have to square these up a little bit better, but I love how this looks. It really looks pretty. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 ready to be sewn and given away. I think that's a good afternoon's work. So I will see you real soon with another video.